Alrighty, let's start out this live stream. I'm not sure if that background audio is working properly. I don't know if it's going to fade out gracefully right now or if it's going to end abruptly. Hello and welcome to the 5 best crypto charts for March of 2019. This is the Bull Market Watch by IntroToCryptos.ca. This is episode 105 since I think it was September the 9th of 2018 that I started doing these pretty much daily routine of going through all of the different cryptocurrency charts. So before I get into it though, a quick look at our disclaimer that you can read down in the description below. It basically says this is not trading advice. It's educational material. It's just a study of the bullishness and bearishness of the markets. So what we've been doing is going through all of the cryptocurrencies on Poloniex every day and grading them against our simple trading plan. And you can go over to IntroToCryptos.ca and register, get a copy of that free trading plan, and you also get a copy of this spreadsheet, and there's a new quiz at the end of the free training there as well. So go and check that out so that you are up to date on what we're talking about here. Then you'll understand what I'm doing with each of these different color charts. So to begin with, you can see here that yellow means it's an alert, something that could turn into a buy signal coming soon. Green is a hold, something that is bullish. Could be a buy signal, could be something that's just like going up, so that overall that shows us that it's bullish. The blue is something that was a green, but it's come back now and it's telling us to get out. So it's a cold fish, I call it. The orange is for a near fail. Those are things that are almost a sell signal. Red is a fail or a sell signal. Most of the time it's a failing market going down to new lows. Yes, indeed, I am doing good, Willie. Good to have you here. Hello, AOL Chandra. And I'll just finish up here by saying that the neutral color in our charts here, as I go through, these are markets that are neither a buy signal nor a sell signal. They're sort of floating in the middle from the downtrend, the flat sideways trend, and they're not really giving us the beginning of the uptrend yet. Now, today is entitled the 5 best crypto charts for March of 2019. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw, let me go back to this other screen. I'm going to draw out these 5 patterns. I've got them on cue cards here. I've already prepared them. I know the markets that represent this. Now I'm going to see if I can draw it out. Then we're going to go through the markets and I'm going to ask for your help to categorize. So if you see any of one of these 5 patterns in the markets that we are reviewing, I want you to like jump up and down, yell at the neighbors, and type it into the chat so that we can all take a look at it and start to categorize these. So first of all, there's a lot of dates involved with these. Here we go into August, September, October. Hope I don't run out of space here. November, December. Then I run up. I am running out of space. A pullback and a consolidation. So here we are with August and December. So one of the markets that would be this would be EOS on Poloniex. So what we have here is August, September, October, things were going along pretty good. In November and December, things crashed down till about December the 12th to the 16th. So everything that I'm talking about, this is wave 1. These are the first ones that really took off and made some fantastic gains. They broke up higher than the October mid-levels, and they established some great levels, and they've pulled back a little bit. We'll see a couple examples of those. And so that is example number 1. Let me see if I can draw pattern number 2 better. I want to go to a scribble. So we have July and August, September, October, November, December, January, February-ish. This way. So here we are with the October levels here. October, November, December, February. Not a very good calendar, but what we're having here is a bottom formation in December, and then prices have come up and they are consolidating and they are making an ascending wedge triangle. Can I not scribble anymore? Anyway, you can see it there. Yes, then crypto, you've got it down there. Holy doodle. Wow, Professor GBU Professor Wally. Use GBU code to subscribe to IntroToCryptos course. New super chat. It's really, really good and goes into excellent detail for habits and basics and advanced and the simple trading plan. Wow, that is insane. What an endorsement. He's paying to endorse this course. So definitely use GBU code when you sign up. You'll save 20% on your course fees. And that will also work if you're signing up with the cryptocurrencies and paying for the alerts package. And I'll just jump over and take a quick look at some of the things that's going on with the alerts package. So if I refresh this page and get my next card ready to draw, so Theta we're up 160%, ENJ we're up 107% on these alerts. These are actual alerts from our trading signals, things that we're actually reviewing here in this free course here. So Litecoin we're up 74%, Link we're up 68%, and we can sort this by date to see some of the old ones that we've been holding for a while, and they're doing great. They're going to be doing more, and some of the most recent ones that we just put on as our alerts on the 28th. Some fantastic stuff going on here. Anyway, you can save 20% on those alert packages by using GBU as your code. Now, back to the drawings, because we have pattern number 1. Right, August, we had the bottom in December, it came up and pulled back and it's consolidating. These are great right now. Pattern number 2, it's not broken above the October-November levels, but it's make a consolidating ascending wedge triangle. Okay, next card. This one, I need to scribble as well. So we're coming down from July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Which market might this be? We're not even going through things yet. What might this be? We got August here. We have October, November, December, all the way to February over here. This is an enormous market pattern, really huge. We'll see a couple of these and you'll hear my voice get all excited when I see those charts. Now, number 4, not in any particular order. I don't know which one of these will turn out to be the best, but let's see. We have July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, now. Pretty much flat all the way along, and come November, December, it actually did not break below the lows from August and September. These are really important to see this kind of pattern, and I'm really excited to see which ones add up to that we can be working with. And the final pattern, so that we can get into things here, is also a scribble. So we're into August, September, October, November, December, January, February. Make sure I draw a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here. And that's where we are now. And this is another style. So now we have our 5 patterns. Let me go back to the 5 best crypto chart patterns for March of 2019. We have the primary pattern, bottom formation December, a good run up and a pullback. Pattern number 2, we see October and November, a bottom in December, a consolidation now to just about break above October, November levels. Those are really key. Number 3 is lower in October, lower in December, flat from December, January, and February. This flat level here, after it came to a bottom in December, now it's pressing against the top there. There's only a couple of them, and they are my favorite. Number 4 here, we see just bottom, 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 bottom. Nice long consolidation pattern. Huge. Like, it's going to be crazy when we look back at these next year and we say, my goodness, look where we were. And then we have this pattern here that's just like a terrible chart, just absolutely down, down, down. But now it's making our bottom formation. The last part of them is XLM and XEM. You've got pattern recognition skills. Your brain is fired up for pattern recognition. Send crypto. Now the tricky part of trading is sitting still. The tricky part of trading is doing nothing when you are correct. The tricky part of trading is to keep busy when you are not correct. When you haven't got a correct position on, you're really busy. But as soon as you're correct, there's not much to do. That's the hard part. It really is. So now what we're going to do is start off and go through our charts. One second, I'm going to practice with a interlude. Whoops, we had the mute on the wrong way. So we're looking at KNC now, and I'm saying, I was reading out Send Cryptos thing. I'm a chemist, and I'm used to recognizing chemical structures through something. And I'm thinking, wow, we could go over the chemical structure of the bottom formation. Then I brought up this KNC chart, and I said to myself, because I had myself muted, which chart pattern is this? We've got September, October, then it came down to lows in December, and it went flat from December, January, February, and then we've got a tick up here in March, a beautiful tick. So not that one, not that one. Here it is. It's pattern number 3. So August, October, and then we're down to the low in December, January, February, and a little tick up right here. So this chart falls into pattern number 3. Not this one. This chart falls into pattern number 3. Beautiful. And those big swaths of buying are fantastic. If I zoom in on this and we see this big swath of buying has just come in, everything's settled back down. We got some miners or whatever taking profit and selling out, and some people who bought in here FOMO'd in, and then they're panicking and they're FUD selling. And now the chart has come back to a great pattern to be able to get into something like this, especially when you take a longer term look, which you should always be doing. The longer term look. Get away from those 15-minute bars. They're just for making a decision. They're not for real trading. The real trading starts from way back out here. Am I good now? Is the sound back on? There's quite a lag between me speaking and you guys typing and me hearing it or reading it. So, KNZ. Out of our machine. Then we go back to Ardor, and I almost couldn't. I blinked when I moved the chart and I didn't see the difference. So Ardor was down since September, level in October, basically level in December, hardly went. So this is chart pattern number 4, I would say. It had a little bit low, but it's been pretty much flat all the way along. I would say that is chart pattern number 4. And right now I'm going to make it an alert. So those chart patterns now, I guess the best way to do something like that is in the cover page of the spreadsheet. I took all of our March shortlist of the best cryptocurrencies we were looking at the other day, and we had our short list of the top 10 thereabouts. We had our short list, then we had our top 10, then we broke it down to our top 3. I've kept those. And down below here, we've got, I could say, pattern. And this would be pattern number 4. And then we're just going to have to know that this is the 4th pattern of consolidation. And we'll get to know it as we go through this. So that's all the way from September. And it's kind of bending the rules a little bit, but it could actually be pattern. No. My apologies. Basic attention token. I can't really give this a pattern because it doesn't have much, but it's higher from September, higher in December, lower in and so I don't even have this pattern as one to be watching, but this is one that looks like it's going to be taking off, and in our spreadsheet it is still a hold. It looks like it's going to be going up from here. This is just the beginning of what's going on with basic attention token. And if it is an advertising platform that takes over the web browsers the way it could, it'd be good to have a little bit of this stuff. And don't put your sell orders too low. Just keep it. I believe that about most everything here, though. So you'll hear me say that over and over. BNT, Bankers Network Token. Bancor Network Token. This is another way of exchanging Ethereum tokens one for another really fast without an exchange. And it will build into something. So we're going to be watching this one. Sort of like KuCoin and the Binance coin. All of those different utility tokens I thought had no use for them. They are going to turn into something. BCHABC we're looking at here. Well, it's still neutral. It could build into something. SV. Meh. BCN, not expecting anything. Back out to the 1 year view. It'll go quick when it does go. BTC. Bring that up. What is this? I'll bring that up. Bitfinex. That's a good little green tick right there. When I go to the 3-month view, it's still neutral. It has to be giving us pressure above these levels for us to change it from just the bullish, bearish. It's neutral. It's in between. Can't say much of anything with it. Then we go back over to this panel and we look at BitShares. So BitShares is one of those charts that I wanted to point out, because look at this descending from August, September, October, and then we're down into December, and we're flat pretty much through January, February, and a little tick up right now. I was pointing out this the other day, and it's just crazy. I can't wait to see this play out. The cup with handle, and then to the moon from there. After the cup with handle, it's right straight up. So I'm very keen to see what's going to go on with this one. And it's one of the patterns that I'm looking for. This one? No. No, it's not pattern number 2. Here it is. Pattern number 3. I think this is my favorite. August, October lower, December lower, and then flat, and just this, like the bowl shape there. And if we can get a cup with handle out of it, even better. That's more of a launching pad, it seems. BitShares. So what does BitShares get? You know, it's been green for a while, but I'm going to have to give it a neutral because it's pulled back there. So it's not really as bullish as some of the others, and I got to pay attention. Even though I'm wanting it to be, and I would still be holding it if I was trading it. That wouldn't make me get out of the trade. This is still neutral, and it'll be an alert in a day. It'll come up and start pressing against these levels, and it's going to rocket when it goes. It never goes slowly. It may be building up a while, maybe, I guess. And then there's some room for rocket in this one. Clam, I'm really happy with this one because we nailed it as it was consolidating here, and it's turned into something pretty fantastic so far. I think it's going to continue going. It's not done yet. If we go over to the lending market is still at 0.4% per day, almost like 0.5% per day on clam short trades. So I'll be watching that and see what happens there. So right now, clam, it's actually a hold, but depending on your trading strategy now, you can see these moving averages on the 1 hour bar are starting to slope and come together a little bit. So if this was to top, you could be risk adverse or loss. You know, you may want to take your profits out these levels as it's coming up to this kind of trend line. It's kind of a top formation. But for my own part, I have my stop losses timed to work with the 12-hour moving average crossover. So it's going to be a while yet. This is probably going to come back and consolidate and then go up more before my stop loss gets hit because of these moving averages now for my own trades. So clam remains a hold. Civic coin doing some great stuff, and look at this chart pattern. So up to November, down. So we're pretty much flat. December, January, February, big bowl shaped pattern, pulling back a little bit. If we're going to get the cup with handle out of that, this is going to be one of them. And that is another of these candidates. Pattern number 3. Can you see the similarity? Pattern number 3. So cool. Of course, I cheated by looking at this chart before I drew that out. So it's easy. Hold. Dash. Dash is almost looking like that as well. When you switch them, there's, you know, momentum wise, they're very similar. This is really looking great. Right now, it's not an alert, it's neutral. But overall, in the longer term pattern, that's looking great. Decreed, it was pulled back and is looking neutral. It's almost, I'm going to say it's a near fail. It's actually looking a little bit more bearish than bullish. Digibite. All right, it took off for us, and it's been green for a while. It could pull back and be neutral here pretty soon, but I'm going to leave it as a hold. Doge is Still neutral. 1 tick up and I'll call it an alert. 3 ticks up and I'll call it a hold. Neutral for now. But it's starting to look better, and I think when it takes off, it's not going to be shy about it. We're going to see something really go. So it's something that you can't be sitting back waiting for. Oh, when it breaks this level, it's going to be breaking everything all at the same time when it goes. EOS. Okay, this is a great one. Really, still a hold, and I think it's consolidating to go higher. Where does this fit into our patterns? It fits into, no, that one. Nope. Nope. Here we go. It's a little bit beyond this. It's a little bit higher than the October-November levels, but it's pretty much where it's come down, made that low in December. It came up, it consolidated. Here's the 1, 2, 3 bottom. It consolidated a bit, and here we are. And I think that this is going to be taking off and going, staging much higher. It's got some fantastic support here that it poked up through, cleared away a bunch of market, and it's going to be going. Ethereum Classic. I like this chart. I think it's got momentum to really go. However, I can only give it a neutral because it hasn't, it's just got to push up a little higher and start to be pressing against these 0012, 00121. Ethereum. Wow, it's actually looking pretty low budge right now. I guess that's a bad way of looking at it, because a trader only cares about movement, doesn't care which direction the movement is. If you can catch the movement on the way down properly, you can make some great profit. If you had gone short here and got out here, you know, if. However, for our markings here, I'm going to have to put this as a near fail. I think that's being generous. It's probably a fail. Factum. Picked itself back up to being neutral. It really took a dump down there below some important technical levels. Now, you know, it's always, hindsight's always easy, but I was watching for this to be a build up and go higher, and it put down. So their risk control rules are so key. Very key. Flow. Not here anymore. Foam. Consolidating more. So foam should be an alert soon. I'm going to leave it as neutral for right now. Game. I'm wanting it to go higher. I can only call it neutral. It should be an alert soon out of these levels. If we get any strength from Bitcoin, this will turn into an alert right away. Gas, the same thing. This has been a hold and it went back to neutral. I'm going to put it back to an alert right now. So it's almost a buy. It's almost something you would, it's almost bullish. It's right on the edge there now. Love it. GNT. Okay, we've got our little swimming bottom formation, stages and stages down, and a lot of volume of trading going on down there. There's a lot of accumulation going on, and I like it. I've always liked this project and this because it's another opportunity to make your computer make money for you. You can farm out your computer calculating power, your CPU. So if there's a way to get your CPU making money, your GPU making money, your hard drives making money, then it's like you're a landlord of a building, but you're starting off with micro landlord of a hard drive that you're renting out for storage, and you're making these coins, and you're renting out all of your computing power to make passive income that you can then invest and grow. So this, I'll leave it as an alert. Kind of got off track there. 100 coins. Hey, it's actually waking up, so it's not a near fail anymore. It's going to be an alert soon. That'll be huge. KNC is a hold still, even though it's pulled back like that. Once it's broken out of those levels and it's above support and resistance. Here's another example where we get a chance to talk about entry options. We've got you know, you could call this a double bottom. It's kind of hard to say, but even if you just started here and you said this is a 1, 2, 3, anything above this level could be a buy signal. But the trouble with this of getting a buy signal on those kind of levels is, well, exactly what happened here. Where if you had purchased in here, you'd probably kick your stop loss orders by there. And you go, oh, damn, the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation didn't work. And often it doesn't. This happens a lot. I would say 6, maybe 7 times out of 10 out of these 1, 2, 3 bottoms, this kind of thing will happen. So here's another example where you could have been buying out of the breakout of the 1, 2, 3 bottom, and now prices have pulled all the way back, and you start to bite your nails thinking, am I going to get stopped out again? Is it going to come back down here? So the other option for buying in is don't buy in on the breakout, because everybody else and their robot is doing that. Instead, wait for it to pull back and consolidate. And when it starts to show strength off of this support and resistance line, now you've got that one additional filter that it puts you one level of risk away from damage. Everybody else is taking that damage. You are one step away from that damage. You're back a row away from the front line, basically, waiting for the casualties to, you know, everybody does their thing, and then you step in to where after everything's all cleared out. We'll see this happening over and over again, and I love these examples. As we're doing this daily, some of these just pop up, and we have a chance to talk about something that normally isn't planned in the conversation. What was that? Anyway, KNC. Love it. It's a great chart pattern. Library credits. So here's one that's come down September, October, December. Flat for January, February, and a little tick up in March. Nope. Okay, it's another one of these where it's come down to December, January, February, a little tick up in March. So pattern number 3 is one that I'm liking a lot. However, I can put this as an alert. Whoops. Loom. Loom. Where's our example 4? I was thinking of Loom when I drew this, but I think I may be wrong, where Loom was sideways for a shorter period of time than I imagined. But yeah, it was December, January, February, much the same, where I thought this was a longer sideways pattern. But at any rate, this is taking off, and it's a fantastic chart pattern. I'm so glad that we nailed this one as a hold a few days ago as well. I'm certain that our alert service has got this one nailed and picking that one up as well. Great chart pattern. Just jumps right out at you when you know these the pattern recognition. Your brain neurons see it. Trading it is a little different than seeing it. Trading is not the same as technical analysis, but technical analysis is one of those tools. All right, Lisk. And you know, this is a chart pattern I should have drawn out. There are a couple markets that are doing this kind of descending wedge coming down to a point, and I should have drawn that as one of the 5. Maybe there are 6 now, and maybe one of the other of the 5 should be turfed. So Lisk remains as an alert. Litecoin actually is so close to being a cold fish here. It's crazy. Like we've got this triple top here, and it's showing a little bit of weakness off of that. That's a tough one. It could expand out to becoming a ascending wedge triangle, as I drew out here before. So let me see if I can move this. And if we start to see something like this and it manifests over time, that'll be really great. It needs to take more time to build though. So right now I'm going to leave this as a hold in our spreadsheet, but it's going to be a cold fish soon, which would mean to be like take your profits, that it's coming down from where it is. And a cold fish could also be a sell signal, like a go short signal. This chart. Okay, I don't even, did I draw anything like this? Because this is, okay, this is, I would say this is another one that is that massive descending wedge that I should have drawn. That's the second one. And I'm going to leave this as an alert. And if this is going to be so huge when it goes, I just shake my head. I can't say much about this one. We've said it is green because it made this bottom formation and took out. So here is another one of those. I guess I do have something to say. That's the 1 day bars. That's why it's all. I did that last time. 1, 2, 3, bottom formation. Breakout, opportunity to buy. It came back and now it's retesting that number 2 point. Here comes a second opportunity to buy without being in the noise and in the crowd and the FOMO and the FUD and everything. Wait till all the battles cleared out, and then you step onto the field and ride across. So it stays as a hold. Navcoin, this is the third maybe one that has this massive triangle that is just, I said last time, it's got no place else to go, and it sneaks out even further. Stays as an alert. Namecoin, I'm not expecting anything. It's just a comical coin that has made a bounce and coming up. It's probably not going to get off my neutral list until it makes a spectacular chart formation now. Whoops. NXT, probably not going to do anything. It's like way at the bottom. NMR, going up. This isn't on our sheet. I'll give neutral to NXT. OMG. All right. Lower in December, lower in February, making its bottom formation right now. So this is almost pattern E, where it's just come down and down, and now it's making its own bottom formation. Not quite as steep as this one, but pretty much, where it's down here making its bottom formation now since February. And again, when it breaks above these levels, it could be an opportunity to purchase. You could wait for it to pull back and consolidate and then do the purchase. But for now, I had it as a buy because it broke out of that, but now it's all the way back to neutral for sure. It's pulled back just for our bullishness index. Omni, we did some surprising moves the other day, and it went from neutral to a hold. So there's another example. I erred in missing this chart pattern as one of the important ones to be watching for March. So anything that's making this pattern is huge right now. So if these patterns are useful for you and you think that this is enlightening information and you think this is going to be something that may help your trading, hit the thumbs up button. It makes me happy. Poly, this is one that we called a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation in. It's a small one and it's a higher risk, but with this turnaround of volume of everything and the whole market the way it is, when it's making something, you just got to act on it. But here again, we had the opportunity to buy in right here, and it's come back and retested those levels and giving an opportunity to buy in again. So this filter of waiting for that moment really happens so often. It's fantastic. I don't have poly in this sheet there either. Disc. Pascal. I skipped it. No, I didn't. Pascal is an alert. PPC. Let me zoom out. All right, here's another one of those massive triangles setting up. Okay, I'm remiss for having missed that one pattern, but I'm glad that I came in here looking for patterns because it's amazing what you find. I'm going to put this as an alert. And just to be sure that this pattern isn't escaping your brain and you are starting to see this massive consolidation and what it means. You'll see what it means over the next couple months. If you're new to this, you'll see these things manifest. This is consolidating, but I'm going to give it neutral for now. We don't really have enough history in the price chart there. Rep, okay, you're consolidating and giving us a little bit of gold, so I'm going to give you neutral at the best, and maybe you'll turn into a price consolidation trend continuation pattern. SBD, it's probably going to go up. I got to put an alert on this. I don't know, this market is crazy to me. Litecoin still near fail because it's down to levels where it's almost failing down to new lows. And because we're doing the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation hunting all the way along here, as prices are coming down, we're saying, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? It looks like it. Okay, no, it's not. Not. Okay, here's a new low. Is this the bottom? Oh, it could be. Is this the bottom? It could be. It could be the bottom, you know, and you just keep watching for it all the time. And so you need risk control rules that get you out of the trade when it's starting to come back against you. And you just keep watching for that bottom. And there's nothing to do but just keep watching as prices are coming down like this. Fortunately, most of the other markets are giving us some bottom formations and consolidations that are going somewhere, potentially. This is back to a neutral. Yesterday it was an alert. Today it's neutral. It could go back to an alert tomorrow if it starts to give us some juice. Steam, still green, looking good. Loving it. And the change in the volume is telltale. As things are coming down here, the volume is like nothing. Now, all of a sudden, it's waking up with some big buys. People are taking some chunks out of this market. There's some accumulation stepping up there. Here's another one that remains a hold. I'm going to take a sip of water. Hang on a second. Let's get back to the charts. Charts. We're on STR, which of course came up to November, December, January, February. Just down, 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 down. And that is our pattern number E, drawn specifically probably from Stellar or Lumens. And now as we zoom in on that 3-month view, we're starting to see a 1, 2, 3 bottom, some strength going on here. 1 month view, we start to see that just in the last little bit, there's been more strength to continue this into a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation now. So if it breaks above these levels, we've got those 2 different ways to enter. You could enter on the breakout. You could wait for it to come back and test that and see if this is indeed a turnaround or if it's going to be a fake out and the trend is going to keep going down from here. So what is Stellar? I have to put it as an alert, actually, for Stellar. That's the first time for Stellar. Strat, here is our descending triangle again. So we have to change that to 6 patterns. And this is one of the stronger ones that I'm seeing over and over. That's really key. As prices come down to this triangle, if they start breaking out, it's going to be something to write home about. Syscoin. Also an alert. This one we've been watching closely for quite a while, and it may be coincidental that we're watching it closely because I bought 2,500 of them and put them onto a paper wallet and stuck them in the safety deposit box in the bank right about here. And so it'd be great if they went back up. Viacoin. Oh, look at that pattern. Look at that. That is pattern 3, isn't it? Look at that. Pattern 3 right there. Beautiful. It's going to go up. It'll double in price. It's still just an alert. VTC has been a hold for a while because we caught this. It's like the same thing as pattern number 3, but a little bit further along, where we see that bowl shape, a pullback, and then the blast off. So this one stays as a hold. Great example. Love it. Now, counterparty, what are you doing? Nothing good. XEM. Okay, you're really pushing it there. If you start to drip down from there, it's really not looking good. So I'll put you as a near fail, even though I'm biased. I think you should do good, and it might be because I have a bag of that forever as well. XMR, I think this is going to be going great. It's still neutral from where it is. Tomorrow maybe it'll turn into an alert because of that shape of that chart pattern. I think we have two different things here. We've got this triangle pattern going on, and August down to December, January, February, and so this is also pattern number 3, and I wasn't expecting it. It's kind of a variation of pattern number 3. So it's going to be an alert soon, for sure. XPM, well, it could turn into an alert. It's still neutral for now, but if those moving averages cross over, we are on the 12-hour bars, this would constitute as a 1, 2, 3 bottom, the moving average crossover, and a breakout above those levels would be a buy signal. All of a sudden, this low budge market comes down to technical levels from the historical past that are important, makes our 1, 2, 3 bottom right under our nose, and if you're not paying attention to this quiet little market, it's going to get away without us. So I'm actually going to upgrade that now and put it into an alert now that I've identified that. I just can't, I can't go by my own opinion. I have to go by what the chart says. So this one's not really doing much of anything yet, but I'm hopeful. I think it's going to do something. Neutral. Zcash. Probably not anything. This is actually going down to brand new lows. Has it been this low ever? Historical lows in the whole project. It's going to get pumped. It's not dead yet. It'll get pumped. There's enough people with a stake in that. Wow. Wasn't expecting that either. I thought it was going to bottom and go up. This one's looking like a near fail. And it was such a darling for a while when it was first listed on Coinbase. Like being listed on Coinbase, it means something for your success, but it doesn't, of course. The team that's working on the whole project makes all the difference. Now, the great thing, fun part, I like copy and paste this. Whoops. Undo that, whatever I did. Copy and paste this formula into place. And at that time, we're going to watch these things update and see how far along our bullishness, bearishness index is. Kind of still nothing big and dramatic. A little bit more on the alerts, a little bit less on the neutral. And so we're a bit more bullish, a bit less bearish, but it's still not jumping out to tell us that the bull market is on us and that the tide is sweeping in. But we do now have we have 6 patterns. Let's look at those patterns again. How many of these patterns did we actually see? Not that many. I'm surprised, actually. When we go back and we take a look at not by the dates, but by the profit loss here. Let's look at DLT. Open this one up, and I have to go over to Binance. Filter. DLT. So this is one that I had in mind. If I go to the 1-year view, down in September, down in December, made a really nice run and has pulled back. So this is the kind of market I was thinking of. Things that have made a big run up and have pulled back. Those are one pattern. And we didn't see any of those on Poloniex. They didn't jump out at me. Pattern number 2, we saw a couple of those where things are building up, but there are certainly more of these patterns on Binance as well. So those ones are not as important on Poloniex. This is an important one. We saw that a few times. The fourth pattern, we saw it a couple times. No, we didn't see it at all. This one I could just toast and replace it with that big triangle wedge. This one we saw a couple times. And I was surprised with one, and then lumens was the other that we saw. So we do have the 5 patterns still, and one of the big ones that I didn't do would be, let's see if I can draw it here now. How did that go again? So it's just basically highs, lows, highs, lows, highs, lows, all the way down to a point like this. So we have this massive triangle, and some of them are doing highs, lows, highs, lows. How's this working? I want to have this line go down this way in the triangle. Now, one thing I haven't done this whole stream is to look at the chat at all. There's a lot of chatting going on here. Let me go and look now. Let me get caught up and see what you've got here. Okay, I'm back to Send Crypto being a chemist and using pattern recognition through chemical structure analysis. That's trading on a gut level. Then my sound got fixed. Clam, where'd Clam go? Clam. See, BTC in the background is picked up a little bit. Tough market to trade. So it's consolidating here. One thing I guess I should do is clear this off and bring in our parallel channels. So this parallel channel will be important. As I zoom out, I guess I have to use this so that I can actually get it to a scale that I want to use it for. Are we going to see this go up like this longer? How much longer? Where to? That's an important parallel line to draw. Last dash EMA cross like today was in 12/17/17 dash 1 year view. December. Did I say bot? Yes. Yes, indeed. Everybody and their bot, because a lot of the bots are trading on signals that are obvious chart patterns. They're obvious. And I think that there are advanced enough learning mechanisms out there that they are baiting bots to trade. And it's the most sophisticated type of fake out, breakout, and bear traps and bull traps that there are. And therefore, to get the bots. Now the dash moving average crossover. 12 December 17th, 2017. December 17th, 2017 was an important day in all of the crypto markets. You can see here that on the 15th, 16th, and breakout on the 17th in Bitcoin and in Dash. Dash came up to these levels and it took off a couple days afterwards. Litecoin was just a little bit before. But look at how this all came down and made a bottom formation, almost a 1, 2, 3. And then prices came back down to a little bit lower in Bitcoin. Dash came down to lows, the same lows, and then it consolidated and broke out. But everything was all within a few days, and this is what we're looking for right now in all the cryptos. Some similar pattern that they're all doing within a couple days of each other. Is it a top? Is it a bottom? And this is huge when we look at this in the longer term. Look at this. This is just like such a small little dip here. right back at amazing support levels from all of the past. When we were trading all of this, this seemed like huge runs up and big, huge pulls back down. No one was expecting it to do what it did here when it came up like that. It was just mind blowing that it went up that high after these were huge moves. And then this came out, it was jaw dropping. So if you're patient, putting in a spot here and having your stop loss down below is a pretty prudent thing to do in the future of world finance. I think this is going to be something big. And I have to say, and I wasn't saying this earlier, I was saying the opposite actually. XMR. Look at this over the long-term view here. Clean up all that stuff. Where I recall when this was a big trading range for Monero. This was huge for these big ranges like this. Made this bottom formation in 2016. I made some fantastic profits. Let me do the shift, click, draw down, 73% draw up. Yeah, 250% profits on this stuff. There were some huge, enormous profits. It was unbelievable what kind of profits were being pulled off of that. And then prices went and did this. And this is for XMR. So enormous. They absolutely flatlined everything that was going on in the past. This was 250% move, and it's just flatlined. Those kind of things are coming in the cryptocurrencies right away. All of these things that we're seeing are... It's crazy that we're in this situation right now and we're on top of all of these levels. If this starts to break higher, if it's going to the top again, it's going to be racing right back up there. Huge, 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 amazing, amazing days in cryptocurrencies right now. Just phenomenal, phenomenal opportunity. No one in the history of mankind, I'm preaching to the converted. No one has had access to these kind of financial tools at their fingertip with this kind of internet access and just availability to take knowledge and turn it into money and make that money grow at phenomenal rates. We are really lucky. Really lucky. All right, now let me go back to the chat because I'm falling behind on this. So Bad Nuts Triplet said, hey Doug, I took your advice and took $200, bought 18 coins with the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. So let's see how my portfolio turns out in 6 months. Print screen. Love it. I gotta save that now. Bad Nuts Triplet 200 into 18 coins. That is going to be so cool. Can't wait to hear your updates as this goes along. And Professor Wally did you say bot? Sending Crypto XRM has a unique pattern. XRM. I don't know. You must have been XMR. Hello, Ravencoin. Let's take a look at Ravencoin. Get better at my alphabet since I started trading cryptocurrencies. RVN. Wow. I wasn't watching it. I was watching it, but then I turned my attention away because I was watching other things. We were watching it. I have to go back to the 1 week view so I can zoom in on the chart pattern. And what's the chart pattern we're seeing here? long downtrend, 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. We could see all of these candles of pre-pump buying going on, and then boom, off it went again. And not like it didn't happen just recently. So that's huge. That's fantastic. But you had to be paying attention. You had to be right in there close, or willing to buy it and just let it go down and don't worry about it. And now you're way ahead of the game. Huge. Love it. Great. Is Nano Navcoin? No, I don't think Nano is Navcoin. And Willie, I'm watching this and watching somebody out in front of my house very badly injured, screaming in pain, came off his motorbike. Oh, sorry to hear. That's upsetting. And I hope he is okay. I was a motorcycle rider and had a couple bumps myself, but God saved me from serious injury. This is just going crazy. I love it. So people who are able to get into this early are super happy, but I wouldn't be touching it now. Even if it is going to be going higher, this isn't something I can take a risk on. It's not what I look for. I want to look day after day after day after day to find something that is coming down to this pattern. So we're looking for down to the recent lows. We're looking for the break of the downtrend line. Here we have it. We're seeing the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. And where are the moving averages here? Not that one. These ones. There's our moving averages crossing over. We're looking at the 4-hour bars, but it really does work. If we go to the 3-month bar, so we're looking at the 12-hour bars, it's not as clean. We didn't get a nice enough bottom formation to take action on it from the 12-hour bar perspective. We would have been missed out on this. There are some amazing markets setting up right now. These are the days. Anyway, I think that about runs us out of the details here. Let's go back to, here's our 4. So we see Bitcoin has bounced up off of this retest of these levels again. So 1, 2, 3 times, and it's got rejected. And it's picked back up. Ethereum came right down to these levels and was really breaking down lower. Everything was looking so bearish at that moment. And then Bitcoin bounced up. Litecoin bounced up. We'll see how this turns out over the next while. Great to have you guys tune in and help me along by watching so that we're staying consistent on this study. We are going to nail it with all of these markets by knowing when they are turning from alerts into holds. Yes, ARC was one of the trades that we had in our alert service earlier as well, because we could see from November, it didn't go lower in December. And this was really key. We were really watching this intently because it was making higher lows where everything else, many other things were going lower lows at this time. That's huge. So it was making this triangle formation, making a bottom formation. As it broke out, this was a trading signal for us. Here again is your opportunity to buy, and when it pulls back, here's your second opportunity. That's maybe the cleaner opportunity, but even again, this has done the same thing. And it's a great opportunity to either put on a position, you know, you could put on a position here, and it's great because, clear that off. One of the great things is that it doesn't have to go down far at all for you to really know that you are not correct, and you have to close that position. Then you're not going to hold it because it's proving you that you're not correct. And it's at such a critical chart pattern that it's a good place to be placing your bets. Good chart pattern. When W-A-N. I have some of this. And I bought it in October. So I am not doing as well on this trade. Down by 40% or 50% probably. But I'm not getting shaken off this. I know that in 6 or 8 months this will take back off and go somewhere. So I'm not letting this little drip down here take me out when I'm considering what it's done before, and there's more development in this project. So I only put $50 in it, so I'm just letting that sit. But I think that about wraps it up here for today. I appreciate you guys being here again. Thank you very much. I hope this is turning out to be as helpful for you as it is for me, for sure. Great to have you here. Thank you again, Professor Wally, for your support and your big tip here. That is huge. I appreciate that. Next live stream, I'm going to have another special report, a little bit different than the chart patterns we were looking at here today, but tune in for that one. We'll see you all soon.